Shepnaz podcast begins now.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Shepnaz podcast. I'm Pastor Zach, and I'm very excited that you joined us today for a really cool episode, really cool conversation that is going to be led by my good friend and previous host of the show, Joe Aleshire, who is going to be talking with our head of school, Jacob Bush, for Shepherd Christian School about a really cool opportunity for all of us who are Ohio taxpayers. I know, hang tight, it's going to be good. You might be wondering, what does that have to do with me, right? In this episode, they unpack a really unique opportunity available to everybody that pays taxes right here in Ohio. It's a way for you to support Christian education and students and families without spending a single dollar out of your pocket. You'll hear Jacob explain how scholarship granting organizations, or you might have heard them referred to as SGOs, allow individuals to redirect their Ohio income tax dollars to support schools just like Shepherd Christian. It's a dollar-for-dollar tax credit that helps fund tuition assistance, support teachers, and expand access to Christ-centered education. So whether you're a parent, whether you're a member of the church, or simply an Ohio resident who cares about faith-based education, this conversation is full of insight for you and the kingdom impact that it can have. So check it out. Joe, take it away.
Talking about SGOs, what are those?
Yeah. So SGOs are scholarship granting organizations, and several exist in Ohio, but they're mainly directed at private schooling, which often comes with tuition-based operations, just like Shepherd. So every family pays tuition, whether that's supplemented through a scholarship or not, and that those scholarship dollars come from either the state allotted portion from Ed Choice or John Peterson scholarships. The other portion has to be funded privately, and that's what SGOs do for us. Is there's often a gap between what the state scholarships and what actual tuition is, and that gap needs to be covered. Excuse me. And lots of our families need assistance with that gap, even the fees that come along with that, and SGOs can provide dollars to help cover those tuition costs and cover the fees to operate the school. So this is a really great spot for Ohioans in general, Ohio taxpayers, to direct their tax dollars to something that they care about and are passionate about. Fortunately, in Ohio, they've decided that private schooling is a priority. And so if you want to be directing your dollars to that effort in not just in our church, our community, or our school community, but statewide, anybody in Ohio can give towards that effort and direct their money to the school of their choosing. And so the scholarship granting organization then facilitates giving those dollars out to the schools. This is a fairly new program in Ohio. We've only had it for about 2 years, so it's not well known. It's also not utilized to its full capacity. So the beautiful thing is the state came to us and said, hey, you're going to pay taxes, right?
Yep.
And taxes are a pretty sure thing. But now the state is saying, hey, we'll let you tell us where your tax dollars go. And so it's by providing this tax dollar benefit through the SGO, it's a credit on your taxes. It then gets directed towards a school. And we want everybody to give their dollars to Shepherd.
Sure, of course.
But this is a statewide effort, and it's going to benefit Christian schools in particular, but also other private schools all throughout Ohio to allow people to direct those tax dollars to the school of their choice.
Well, and kind of the mechanics of how this works is really amazing. In fact, it seems like it is so much too good to be true.
A little bit.
That a lot of people are very skeptical of it. It's like, really? Is that really how it works? Well, so I'm going to kind of try to walk this through, and then you correct me along the way if I'm wrong. But let's say, first of all, the first requirement would be that I'm paying Ohio income tax.
Yep.
And so let's say that I get a W-2. Now, I might get a printed one, or you might have an employer that makes it available, online. If I looked at my W-2 for this pay period, I should be able to see a total of how much I've paid in Ohio income tax for the year. And the reason we wanted to have this conversation now is that as we are approaching the end of the calendar year, people will start making their plans on how they're going to do their taxes and all that kind of thing. And we wanted you guys to have time to research this for yourselves and kind of look into it and decide if this is something you would be willing to take the time to do. It does take a little bit of time to do this, but it's not going to cost you anything in the long run. So let's say that I look at my W-2 and I see that in 2025, I've paid $1,000 in Ohio income tax. And then I can go to this website that we'll refer to, and I can donate up to a certain amount. What's the total amount?
So it's $750 per individual taxpayer.
So let's say, and if I'm filing jointly, that will bump that up for
double.
me.
Yep.
But let's say if I was just filing by myself, and if I had already paid $1,000 into Ohio income tax, then I can write a check for $750 or make that payment for $750 to this SGO. And then what will happen when I file my taxes is on my Ohio tax return, it'll ask me if I've donated towards an SGO, and I can say yes. And I can say I've donated $750, which was the individual limit. And they'll say, oh, okay, well, you've already paid $1,000 into income tax. So we're going to give you that $750 back as a credit, dollar for dollar, on your Ohio income tax. And one of the reasons this is really different is that it's not just you get a portion, like a charitable contribution. This is actually saying, okay, well, you get full credit for all the money that you paid towards this SGO, and we take it off of your tax bill for Ohio. So is that how this is going to work?
Joe, you did that so well. I have nothing to say.
All right, let me hit the music.
No, you were spot on. And I think it's beautiful that God has given us this opportunity to say that the state is going to support this effort. God is the owner of all things, right? He owns all of the cattle on the thousand hills, right? And we have to recognize that. And he's given us a unique opportunity to say, hey, the state has made this provision for you. I'm providing an avenue for you to have access to the resources that are already mine anyway. And so utilizing this avenue gives us that benefit. It doesn't mean we're not giving zero.
Right.
It takes God moving your heart and God saying, hey, I want you to be a part of this effort at Shepherd or whatever Christian school is laid on your heart or private school. He has to move your heart to do that. And the investment is real, that you're benefiting the kingdom with that gift. We're helping students get access here, through those payments, tuition payments. We're benefiting our teachers and our staff and being able to raise their salaries and make them or train them in a much more effective manner so that they can do better at their jobs in the classrooms. This is incredibly impactful. So I don't have to speak about the mechanics. You got it.
All right.
But I do care about the impact that everybody making this gift is going to have an incredible impact on our school finances. And I can do anything better if I have a few more dollars to put towards it. So I'm looking forward to that opportunity and raising awareness of this effort and being able to challenge people to take this step. One of the things that we just found out 2 days ago is that we can give these gifts over a period of time rather than waiting to give it all in one lump sum, which might be challenging for some families. You can decide to give over, say, once every month or once every 2 weeks as you get resources in your life, and then you can give those resources. Now, we don't see the benefit of that until the end of the tax year, but that's less of a burden on families. They can still participate even if it's a little less each month, and still meet that threshold after giving over time, rather than one big lump sum. And the state's being very generous with us. Ohio is at the top of the list for supporting private Christian education, and we need to be grateful for that. And now we need to use it.
And now, obviously, I'm not a tax preparer. I'm not an accountant, and neither are you.
You look like one. Is that a good thing? Or a bad thing?
Yeah, I came dressed that way, trying to act the part. But no, I'm not. And so we would encourage you guys, to do your own research on this. But let's say they hear this and they're like, "That sounds great. I'm ready to do it." So what are the next steps for them?
Well, we have in-house expert Mike Fluhart.
There you go.
An email or a call to Mike. He is well-versed in this program over the last 2 years, but he's also serving as our development director. And this is an area that falls in his purview. So he would love to have a conversation with you about that, just to go over the mechanics of it. Or if you need a deeper dive, he knows right where to point you. We have information on our webpage that'll do that as well under our Donate SGO portion at shepherdchristian.org. So there's a spot out there that you can go look and see. But we love the in-person conversation because we want to hear about what opportunities do you want to give to. And we have lots of those here at the school. So, when we want to engage people on this. We don't want to just say, hey, here's where you can go give and then have them give. We want the relational part of it because this is an opportunity to cultivate a love for the Christian school effort, and not just with people in the church, but our families here at Shepherd who may not be at Shepherd Naz, but they're attending the school. This is an opportunity for them to get linked in as well. But the giving process is just like buying anything off of Amazon. So you go in, you say how much you want to give, you choose your school. Now this all happens on the Ohio Christian Education Network. OSIN is the SGO that we utilize here at Shepherd. There are many SGOs in Ohio, but that's the one Shepherd has chosen to utilize. But on their webpage, you tell them, here's how much I want to give. Here's the school I wanted to give it to. And so as part of OSIN, Shepherd will be on there. And then your gift goes directly to that SGO effort. And the school then engages a process where we grant those scholarships to families in need. The families have a way to apply for those scholarships. And then there's a portion of those scholarships or a portion of those dollars that also come to the school as a grant and just go to support the school in general. So every dollar is going to help with that. And I think that's a wonderful benefit too. OSIN is a great Christian organization and good partner to make all of this happen for us. So
now I would say, as I'm sitting here and I'm kind of, the wheels are turning, I think that even our parents at Shepherd Christian could utilize this process to help themselves. Because if they were to give money throughout the year to this SGO, then they would be able to see that money go to Shepherd Christian, which would make that money available if they are in fact in need of assistance. And it won't be, when they get reimbursed with their tax credit, it wouldn't be any additional money out of pocket.
Yeah. You are absolutely right, and that's a beautiful way to describe it, that we're going to pay someone. We might as well pay ourselves.
Right.
And thank you, Ohio legislature, for doing that for us. And I can't explain it any more simply than that if you don't invest, you're losing that opportunity and potentially paying double what you actually had to pay. So, and I'll be careful a little bit with the semantics. People can give and may not have a need, but everybody that gives gets a benefit, and that's from the blessing of the Lord and being generous. So those that come back and apply for those dollars certainly could be families that gave. That's not
It's not actually going into your account.
It's not going into your account. It's going into a general school
Right.
account that can then be utilized to grant scholarships. And families that give very likely are families who receive it as well. So I would highly encourage that. My family's going to do it.
Yep.
I'm committing right now to all my Shepherd folks. My family, my wife and I are doing that because we need that support too. But we want to see that be cast to as many students as possible. And I suspect we'll have new families next year that are going to be in need, and we don't even know what that need is yet. So people giving now is going to benefit people we don't even know who are going to be impacted by Shepherd at this point.
Amen.
Man, what a great conversation. Thank you, Joe, so much for leading out this conversation with Jacob here. And Jacob, thank you so much for just clearly articulating this awesome opportunity that can make a real difference for students, families, and just Christian-based education all across Ohio. So if today's episode stirred something in you, and I know it has in me, we want to encourage you to take a next step, right? That's what we're all about here at Shepherd. If you want to take that next step, you can do so by giving today. You can go check it out and sign up on how you can allocate those tax dollars to support Christian education. And you can either do that by visiting the link that's in the show notes or go directly to shepnaz.org/SGO. You know, your generosity helps create lasting kingdom impact in the lives of students and families. And if you found this episode helpful, it's going to be helpful for others. So please feel free to share it with your friends. Throw it out on your social media. This is a really cool opportunity for everybody here in Ohio to make an impact. So thanks again for listening to the Shepnaz podcast. I hope you have an amazing day.
This podcast is a production of the Shepherd Church of the Nazarene, Gahanna, Ohio. Email to podcast@shepnaz.org and let us know what you think.